Can VPNs steal passwords? Let's have a look at it. It's always a concern with VPNs that they may be set up to steal your passwords. You want to be certain of the security and integrity offered by whatever VPN you're looking at, because your passwords are going to pass through the VPN provider's systems. The first step is to watch out for sneaky free VPNs. They are usually free for a reason, and that's to steal information and passwords. Like the old proverb says, beware of Greeks bearing gifts. Where if something is free, there is generally some sort of catch associated with it. Some free VPNs are created for one purpose only, and that is to steal information, particularly passwords for banking sites, email, and even social media sites, like Facebook. It's important to remember most VPNs require admin privileges to install their VPN software. This gives the VPN software the power to install malware, ransomware, and viruses. Some systems like those based on Microsoft Windows require a level of admin privilege to install a VPN. With an admin privilege, a malicious free VPN can install other things, like unwanted programs, malicious programs, malware, to even keyloggers. It's these keyloggers that are especially dangerous, as they are designed to capture the information you type back to the hacker, including sensitive details as well as passwords and other confidential information like credit card numbers. I use a paid-for VPN like Nord VPN. Nord VPN is an excellent VPN with amazing privacy protection. Nord VPN does not install anything malicious during the installation process. When I installed Nord VPN, my malware detection system Malwarebytes did not detect anything suspicious. My antivirus and firewall from Zone Alarms did not report anything suspicious either, meaning that Nord VPN is safe to install and use. Next, watch out for web browser plugins. Many VPN providers provide these plugins for popular browsers like Google's Chrome to Mozilla's Firefox. These VPN plugins, once installed, will direct any traffic sent from the web browser through a VPN connection. And here lies a major problem: the VPN plugin can have access to the information typed in the web browser. If the VPN plugin gets hacked, or if the VPN is designed to act maliciously, the VPN plugin could steal information like passwords, credit card numbers, to social security details. Sometimes, hackers can set up the VPN plugin to go to websites that look like common website pages, but really aren't. These scam websites fool people into thinking they are using their bank's website, when they are in fact using a fake website. So when they enter their password details, these get stolen by the hacker using their fake website. This is known as phishing, and this type of attack is sophisticated enough to sometimes even fool the most security-conscious individual, especially if they've inadvertently installed a bad VPN plugin into their web browser. It's also important to note with a VPN plugin, not all the internet traffic from the user's device will go across the VPN, as only the web traffic initiated through the user's web browser will do this. Any banking applications, social media applications which use their own applications instead of using a web browser won't be directed through the VPN plugin, as the VPN plugin is limited to web traffic only from the web browser. This leaves the user's applications running natively on their device open to attack, more so if they are not using encrypted connections. Next, watch out for untrusted connections across VPNs, as these can be sniffed by hackers. It's vitally important to connect to websites using secure connections, as the VPN could take advantage of people connecting using insecure website connections, making it easier for them to steal passwords. Connecting to a website using HTTP instead of the securer HTTPS at the start of the website address will mean any passwords or confidential information entered into the website forms will not be securely transmitted, leading to the leaking of the passwords across the communications that is the internet. The VPN service could use network sniffing tools and quite easily capture these unencrypted passwords, and then use them maliciously to log into banking sites to social media sites. Connecting using a weak communication channels, that is the encryption used for the HTTPS or SSL connection, where a weak or obsolete cipher is used for the encryption, means the encryption can easily be hacked and the sensitive data such as passwords stolen from within the encrypted data. To make sure the VPN can't steal passwords, it's important to use secure connections to websites with a good level of encryption between the web browser and the website being visited. You must use HTTPS connections only. as the connection from your computer, smartphone, or your tablet will only be encrypted to the VPN service, using the VPN's secure tunnel. But once the connection passes out of the VPN service provider's systems, the connection won't be running through the secure VPN tunnel anymore. Instead, it will pass out of the VPN systems into the internet and onwards to its intended destination. It's at this point, if you're not using HTTPS and instead have opted for HTTP only, that your information is vulnerable to being snooped on. It's important to make sure all connections to websites are done using HTTPS. This ensures the encryption is end-to-end, between the web browser and the website. When the connection is made using HTTPS, as shown in the video, this means the connection is secure, as it's encrypted, and this makes it difficult for the information to be seen, even if the information is captured by a hacker. This is because the information is encrypted, and without knowing the decryption keys to turn the encrypted information back to its original format, the information is useless to the hacker. An insecure connection can be identified by the words HTTP added to the beginning of the website name. These insecure connections could allow someone to obtain confidential information like passwords, social security numbers, and so on. Using HTTPS also makes it impossible for the VPN provider to snoop on any of the information passing through its systems, as the connection is encrypted end-to-end. A VPN could steal passwords when insecure connections are made to websites employing HTTP instead of HTTPS, because the VPN can view the passwords as they are in plain text, but if a secure connection is made using HTTPS, the VPN won't be able to view the passwords. If you're uploading data or downloading data using FTP, you are potentially putting your passwords out into the open for the VPN or other services to potentially get access to. Use FTP over TLS explicit, as this will make a secure encryption connection over which the user and password credentials will be sent. You can also use SFTP, which is secure FTP that runs the FTP over a SSH connection. Next, watch out for VPNs that trick you into surfing fake websites. These rogue VPNs send you to a fake website that's made to look like the website you are interested in visiting. So, when you type in your bank website internet name, the VPN, instead of forwarding you to the real website, sends you to a fake website. As part of protecting your privacy, a VPN must pass all your requests through its systems, and this includes the names of the websites you are visiting. The VPN must translate the website name you enter into a 4-octet number, this number assigned to the website, and is essential in allowing the communication to travel across the internet. Think of it as a zip code, which internet systems can understand and use to route information to the intended zip code easily. The VPN has a domain naming service, DNS for short, that contains the 4-octet number for each corresponding website name. If this DNS service takes a website address and assigns a different 4-octet number, the person entering the website name into their web browser would be oblivious to connecting to a different website. To them, as long as it looks like where they intended to go, it's fine. Irrespective of whether this new website is actually a phishing website designed to grab their credentials. So it's imperative the DNS services used by the VPN are not malicious, and can route the internet traffic to the correct website destinations. A reputable VPN will use reputable DNS services. Next, watch out for self-signing certificate tricks from rogue VPNs. If the VPN can install a self-signed root certificate as part of the installation process onto the user's computer, this could allow the VPN software to intercept any encrypted information sent from the user's computer to any website they visit. Even if that website is connected to using encrypted communication like HTTPS. Having a signed root certificate will make it possible to read the contents of the encrypted communication. So when the user visits a website using an encrypted connection like HTTPS, the VPN can sit in between the connection as a man in the middle, allowing it to read passwords and any data sent down the supposedly encrypted communication. The VPN can use the root certificate it installed to falsely represent itself as a trusted party in the certificate chain, in essence becoming the root certificate authority. This allows it to decide what encrypted communications can be trusted, and worryingly generate its own certificates, such as those for banks, email services like Gmail, Hotmail, social media like Facebook, to virtually any website certificate can be generated. The user's web browser will not pick up on the fact that the security certificate is fake, as to all intents and purposes. The certificate was signed by a trusted party, that is the root certificate the VPN installed. When the user goes to the website of their bank, for instance, the VPN will sit looking out for data being sent from the logon pages to the bank, and will quite easily be able to intercept this by being the man in the middle. Choosing a reputable VPN provider can minimize on being duped into installing a self-signed root certificate that will allow the VPN provider open access. Next, watch out for Magecart infections. Even with a VPN, if you visit a website infected with Magecart malware, the chances of sensitive information like credit card details and passwords being stolen increase. These Magecart infections manipulate the scripts used by websites by injecting their own malicious code inside the scripts. When a user enters their information into a website infected by Magecart, the malicious script is able to read information from the website, like passwords, and pass these on to hackers. This act of skimming personal information from websites has affected some big-name websites including British Airways, Ticketmaster to name a few. Bloomberg reckoned in October 2019 there were over 2 million infections, so this has exponentially increased since. Finally, be careful when you are using public Wi-Fi hotspots, like those you find in coffee shops, shopping malls, to even public libraries, as hackers can set up their own Wi-Fi hotspot and snoop on the information that passes through. When users connect to these rogue hotspots, they inadvertently could download malicious software, that is malware. This malware could include key logging functionality that captures information being entered into website forms, such as when logging into bank websites. So even if a VPN connection is used, the Wi-Fi hotspot itself with its malware could be actively stealing passwords. Setting up a Wi-Fi hotspot is fairly straightforward. Someone inside a coffee shop like Starbucks, for example, could see a Starbucks coffee Wi-Fi hotspot is available. This might not necessarily mean this is genuine. The real Wi-Fi hotspot could be just called Starbucks, but a hacker could set up their phone or other devices with a wireless hotspot with a similar name to Starbucks but append it with an underscore. Most people will see this Wi-Fi hotspot before the real Wi-Fi hotspot, as alphabetically the underscore could be shown before names without an underscore. They will assume it looks authentic and will connect to it. Hackers could also try to create the Wi-Fi hotspot in the vicinity of the intended user that they want to log onto their network. Their Wi-Fi hotspot gives out a stronger signal, so can rise to the top of the available Wi-Fi hotspots available, as most phones and laptops automatically prioritize Wi-Fi based on signal strength. There is also the possibility of connections using public Wi-Fi hotspots being hacked by using a technique called SSL stripping, where the hacker sits in the middle of the connection and is able to phish users into entering passwords credentials into insecure versions of websites. This is known as a man-in-the-middle attack. So in conclusion, it is highly advisable to choose a reputable VPN to make sure your personal information like passwords is kept safe at all times. VPNs can provide an additional layer of security by protecting your information, as the VPN provides an encrypted connection, but it's important to realize this is only as far as the VPN provider's systems you're connected to. So, it still makes sense you use HTTPS connections for websites, as the traffic leaving the VPN provider's systems and heading towards the website being visited must still be encrypted for your protection. This is why I always use Nord VPN, as they have a good history of security and protecting privacy. See the link in the description to find out more about the Nord VPN special offers.